And here we are at Tivoli. Wasn't that the name of one of the characters in Dumbo? We're now standing in a short queue outside Tivoli. It's not moved since we got here, so even though there's only a tiny little queue, it's not going anywhere. That's a bit disappointing. The opening times are from 11 AM till 11 PM or midnight at the weekend, which is quite long, late opening, though that's also quite a late starting time, which surprises me a little bit. Tams is just popping to the front of the queue to check whether someone's died and if that's what's holding us up. Not sure if that's a good idea because I'd probably be obliged to go and help if it had happened, but she's smiling, so I don't think there is anyone who's died. It's clearly just a really rubbish entry system. Thumbs down to that. I'm really not sure what the problem is here. I've had passports that have taken less time to apply for than these tickets. So after 10 minutes of waiting, we've moved from here to here, and we're still waiting. My top tip definitely has to be to buy some tickets in advance of arriving. The queue is very slow. I wouldn't mind if it wasn't so expensive, but actually this one-day ticket costs as much as a year's worth of GP care in the UK. But as I say, buy your tickets in advance. I can actually see people standing around who have given up on the queue and gone online and are doing that. We made it to the shelter bit just in time for the hailstorm, so perhaps that wait was a kind of blessing in disguise. And we are finally in. So first impressions, it's a bit like a cross between Disney World and Blackpool. So if you've ever been to both of those, you kind of get an idea of what it's like. It's sort of got the smallness and everything kind of squished in together like Blackpool, but it's got the sort of arty style that you might kind of associate it with Disney World. It's also got the Blackpool rain. However, what neither Blackpool or Disneyland do have is a restaurant with a peacock and dead sheep on the chairs. So if you fancy sitting on the shoulders of a dead sheep while eating your lunch and seeing a peacock, this is the place to be. And I'm now standing outside the prettiest little Santa's grotto I have ever seen. So if anyone's got children and wants to go and see Santa, this is the place to be. As anyone who knows me knows, we are going through IVF, so obviously we don't have any children, but I guess this might be a chance for me to go and sit on Santa's knee.
I will have myself a Merry Christmas night at last.
The hood's up, we've just had another rainstorm, so we've nipped inside one of the shops for a little while. It was a really gorgeous craft shop which sold fabric-based decorations and crafts and things. So little things like felt mushrooms and felt Christmas things, and yeah, I wish I could have videoed it, but I feel a bit weird filming inside shops, especially as they're probably owned by small stall holders who are worried about us trying to steal their ideas, which is also probably quite a reasonable worry. Anyway, time for a quick spin around of the scenery. Of course, the next job is to try and hunt Tamsin down again. I think we're also coming to the area where all the rides are, because I'm just seeing the first roller coaster-like wild ride, which looks absolutely terrifying. Anyway, we've paid for access to all of the rides, so I feel obliged to go on everything. Wish me luck. Behind me here, there's a little field which has got loads of dancing lights, which I'm assuming are supposed to look like little dancing fairies, and they probably will in the dark. There's also loads of hyacinths around, which smell absolutely gorgeous. I'm just filming this now because I'll try and get back later, and you'll get to see it after dark when the magic occurs. And behind me is yet another restaurant, but this one has a microbrewery. Now, you don't get that in Disney World. However, it does seem like there's actually more restaurants here than there are people. Possibly something to do with it being the middle of November, but with all the Christmas theming, I would have thought it would be busier. On the other hand, thank God it's not. Otherwise, we might have waited in the queue for 2 hours. And now I'm just searching for Tamsin again. So the first ride that I'm going to go on is called the Monsoonen. Fortunately, I'm not tall enough. Oh. And here we go. Wish me luck. The floor is falling away. I'm not feeling nervous yet. Ah! And that wasn't too bad at all. Quite relaxing, really. That was brilliant. You wouldn't want to go on it without having your omeprazole first, though. Now I'm getting the ride buzz. We are off on another ride. This one looks like a sort of baby-sized roller coaster. So behind me is a little mini roller coaster, which we're both about to go on. So no filming allowed on the actual ride, but that was a good, cute little children's roller coaster, and it would have cost us about 50 krona each to go on it if we paid individually. So as we've got the prepayment ticket, it definitely made it worthwhile just to go on it and go on everything. Nope. So we are off on the merry-go-round trying to decide which one to go on. I have chosen the one vomit-inducing one, which spins around and around. I am determined to get rid of my lunch to make space for dinner. Sorry, probably shouldn't joke about that. What's cool is I've even got a little steering wheel so I can spin it around manually. And here we go. Round and round. Well, that was embarrassing. Nobody told me the ride had stopped and I was spinning around too quickly to actually be able to tell. So I was probably sitting there for about 10 minutes happily spinning myself around while the people were waiting for me to get off. Oops. And behind me is a really cute little ride for the children. It's called something like Veterans Death Machine. And the next ride we're going on is something called the Flying Cuffet. Now, I was facing the other direction filming, so I've got no idea what I'm letting myself in for here until we actually get in and get on the ride. So I'm guessing Tams has not chosen anything too terrifying for us, but we will see in a moment. Here we go. I think this is quite a cute one by the looks of things.
Then falls in love with a princess and calls into 5 dead hens.
Really cute. Look at this one.
Many adventures lie ahead, soldier should. Some people, a little child, dared say, look, he too was a swan. She'll be far away in a place where there's no...
It's pretty, but it's very steep. We're sliding all over the place.
Behold, watch out. The wicked deem a happy ending.
That was a totally adorable ride. It was basically a little fairy tale tour around all the fairy tale stories, including The Princess and the Pea. I don't know if anyone's heard that story, but the story is basically about a princess who could pee through 10 mattresses. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's absolutely pouring now. I just almost made the mistake of trying to buy some blue wine. I did my sums wrong. It's 70 krona for a glass. Now, I'm still thinking in terms of the Czech currency, so 70 krona would be about £2 or £3, but I just realised here it's about 7 or 8 British pounds. For the Americans, I'm guessing that must be about $8 or $9. So I had a very near miss with getting ripped off and very near miss with having a nice glass of blue wine. Lots of people out and about who are far better prepared for the weather than I am. One of the frustrating things about travelling is you kind of can't really prepare for everything. That's incredibly frustrating. Behind me is one of the most environmentally friendly things I think I've ever seen. Basically, it's a reusable cup deposit machine. So if you buy a drink, you get a reusable cup, you pay a 5 krona deposit, and then when you finish your drink, you deposit it in the machine behind me and you get your deposit back. Right, time to activate my imaginary Tamsin Tracker 2000 and try and find Tamsin again. There she is. Well, that one goes upside down, so that might make me vom. I don't think I will do that. Let's go in the nice safe arcade instead. And we're off on another little roller coaster. You can probably hear the roller coaster whizzing around behind me. I really enjoyed that one, although my stomach's a bit more delicate than it used to be as a teenager. I don't know if you can see behind me as well, but you can also get a photograph of your experience. Sadly, I look absolutely horrified, so I don't think that will be one that I will be getting. Next ride is a sort of waltzer kind of thing. We're just in the food hall now for a little bit of food. All those roller coasters have made us feel a bit squiffy, so sitting down and eating seems like a great idea. 2 burgers and 2 drinks has just set us back £36 though. If you're watching this in the distant future where inflation's gone haywire and everything costs over £1 million, that might not sound like much. But in 2024 prices, that is actually really quite expensive. And I'm not at all embarrassed that I just forgot what year we were in. I've just got an entertainingly Instagrammable burger and chips. The sun went down while we were in there, but it is really pretty still. Anyway, that's a few photos taken. Time to turn on the Tamsin Tracker 2000. See if you can spot her in the crowd. And there we go. We finally found the proper bit of the market, and I've just been into the first stall on the route. It's a beautiful stall full of traditional blown glass Christmas tree decorations. So they're absolutely gorgeous, probably very fragile, but really, really pretty, and make a nice change from the not so traditional plastic ones which we all have nowadays. Now to the next shop. Well, neither of those were my cup of tea, so onwards and upwards. This is more what I need, some nice warm hats. Tamsin's just complaining that she's getting cold, so we maybe will need to get her a second hat to put on top of her first hat. Or perhaps a new scarf and gloves. Just stopped for a photo opportunity. I'm going to try and get the photos added into this video, but how gorgeous is the background behind me? Super excitingly, Santa's Grotto is now open. We're now on our second lap of the park. I think we've been around all the Christmas market stalls. There weren't very many. However, the park is absolutely gorgeous after dark. I know I keep saying it, but it is so pretty. I'm down by the lake and there is a tree which is lit up absolutely beautifully. I feel a bit like I'm in a fairy tale forest here. And this is how the fairy forest looks after dark. Starting to get a bit chilly as well now, and my face is looking a little bit blue in here, although maybe it's just the lighting. So perhaps a quick run around the park and a Tamsin hump will do me some good. The funny thing is, when you look around, like literally everybody is taking photographs, so it's that pretty. For instance, have a little look at this Christmas tree. Even the roundabout looks absolutely gorgeous, lit up like this. Time for another roller coaster. I don't think I'll be able to film on this one, but I will just try and show you now. That's what it looks like. That's 2 goes on the roller coaster, so really exhilarating. After I enjoyed the first time so much, Tamsin decided she wanted to go as well. Now I just need 2 minutes to catch my breath again. The next place we're visiting is either the aquarium or a ballet place. Lots of pictures of ballerinas on the outside, but there's also a sign saying aquarium, fish feeding at 1 o'clock. So I'm not sure which. It will be an interesting surprise to find out whether it is people dancing or fish that we see. It looks like it might even be both, so I'm kind of hoping for some belly dancing fish, but I'm guessing that the two sections are possibly separate. One of the things that videos never do justice to in places like this is the smells. Everywhere I go, I can smell the gorgeous smell of fresh hyacinths and freshly cut pine. It really adds to the atmosphere. On top of that, there's always the smell of all the freshly cut food and the odd cigarette. And look at the decoration on this tree as well. I hope it comes out in the video, but it's got cute little hearts on. Lots of rides are closed, unfortunately. Thumbs down to that. Tamsin's taking us on another ride. I don't think either of us know what it is, but apparently it's the mine. It's looking a little bit like a log flume to me, worryingly. Just what you want with loads of electronics in the near zero cold. So the mine ride was really good. You're in a sort of little minecart on the water, so it looked a bit like a log flume, although obviously it's cold in this country, so you wouldn't actually want to get soaked. And you've got a little laser gun, and there's targets all the way around, and you basically just shoot at the targets as you're going. And I really enjoyed it. Next, we're going to go on this ride right behind me, though. It looks like it might be some sort of roller coaster, though I'm not really sure. I don't think I'll be able to tell until I get up there. I've not seen anyone going yet, and I've not heard any screams, so it's probably really mild if it is, but I guess I will soon find out. And this stupid camera keeps switching itself on in my pocket. Here we go. It is a small roller coaster, though. It was a mini roller coaster. It was really good, although I've just been having a look at the photos they take on the ride, and I just look mildly disgusted, like, well, that's our first huge disappointment. We really wanted to go ice skating, so we've just found the ice skating rink. But one thing the ice skating rink doesn't appear to have is ice. It's some sort of weird thing. It's just like coated with a layer of plastic. People are going around and they look like they're trying to ice skate on concrete. They're just scraping along. I don't know if you can hear them behind me. Overall, it kind of looks about as much fun as replacing a chocolate bar with an American Hershey bar. No thank you. Anyway, to make up for the disappointment, we're going to go on a Ferris wheel instead. The view from the Ferris wheel is amazing. And that's a wrap for the Tivoli Park. We had a really great time. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. And as I keep saying, it was really pretty after dark. So I think I will give it 4 stars.